see a bunch of adults standing here. Very thankful that we had a situation this morning that ended very peacefully, where we didn't have anyone that was hurt. Probably one of the scariest calls that we could get in law enforcement and as a school district is that a school bus has been hijacked with kids on it with someone with a gun. And that's what we had this morning. I will start off by saying all the kids are safe, the bus driver's safe, the bad guy has been apprehended, so there's not any threats anymore. This investigation is now getting into the investigative stage. Initially it was in a recovery and arrest stage. Started early this morning around 7 o'clock on Fort Jackson, where a Fort Jackson trainee dressed in PT clothes, armed with a rifle from Fort Jackson, ran off post and escaped. Initial call that we got was with someone on I-77 that was flagging cars down, trying to get in cars. That was the initial call that came to us. Shortly thereafter, one of our deputies was stopped on Percival Road by a parent of one of the children that was on the school bus, and that parent told our deputy that this child was on the school bus and there was a man with a gun on the school bus. What we've been able to discover at this point is after the trainee left Fort Jackson, did not get picked up on the interstate, was on Percival Road at a bus stop. There were some children that were getting on the bus. Their final destination was in Forest Lake Elementary. After all the kids got on the bus, the trainee got on the bus, dressed in his PT clothes with a rifle, and told the bus driver that he didn't want to hurt him, but he wanted him to drive him to the next town. So the bus driver started driving. The trainee brought the kids to the front of the bus. The kids started asking lots of questions to the suspect if he was going to hurt them or the bus driver. The suspect got a little frustrated. The bus was stopped close to where we're standing right now, and that's where the kids and the bus driver got off the bus. The suspect then drove the bus to a couple miles from here, where he abandoned the bus, left the rifle on the bus, went through neighborhoods trying to get rides, trying to get clothes. At Percival and I-77, where deputies spotted him and civilians spotted him, at that point he was arrested without incident. So he is under arrest at this time. He'll be charged with multiple counts of kidnapping and whatever charges that we can put on him. Very scary situation this morning. What you saw was a joint effort by the Richland County Sheriff's Department, Columbia Police Department, South Carolina Highway Patrol. We all had officers that responded, surrounded this area, moved very quickly. Richland 2 School District was working with us also, providing us information. I'm going to let the chairman of the school board and also the superintendent talk in just a minute. A couple things that we have going on right now is addressing the needs of the kids that was on that bus. You can just imagine they were scared to death, along with that bus driver. I will give the bus driver credit. He kept us cool. He didn't overreact. He didn't get excited. He kept us cool enough that kept the situation calm. And I will tell you, his main concern was the safety of those kids, and he did his job. So the subject has been apprehended. We're going to address his charges. We're working with the authorities at Fort Jackson now to determine some more about this individual. They do know he was a trainee. I think he was in his third week at Fort Jackson. But again, just very, very scary situation that, fortunately for everybody, turned out well. The kids are safe physically. Now we just have to address them psychologically and mentally. So, Chief Holbrook was out here. You'll see both of us are not in our regular clothes. We were both working out in the gym and exercising when we got the call and responded. But again, it's just a joint effort. It shows what we can do in teamwork when agencies come together. The city, county lines, it didn't matter this morning. The main concern was rescuing these kids and get them safely. So we've done that. James Manning, the school board chairman, would like to address it.
Thank you, Sheriff. First and foremost, on behalf of the school board, we are so happy that the students and the staff are safe. I've been on the board now for over 10 years, And I've never received a call that scared me as much as the call that I got this morning, that a bus had been hijacked with our students and staff. So we're very happy that they're safe. I appreciate the fast response and the cooperation that we have from the Sheriff's Department, City of Columbia, the school district. Unfortunately, we have practiced for crises, and that practice came in to play where the lines of communication and the cooperation and the protocols were in place to have this be corrected very quickly. Past that, I'm going to hand it off to our superintendent, Dr. Davis, who will describe more about what we're doing and some of the issues that will follow from this issue. So thank you very much.
I want to first start off by saying that I think it's more than appropriate to host this press conference on this grounds in this location. And if you know, I'm definitely a man of faith, a leader of faith, and I'm so grateful and thankful for our Creator's grace and mercy for our family in Richland School District 2. This incident could have ended very tragically. And so we're so fortunate that we had the intervention of our Sheriff's Department and our City Police Department working in unison to ensure that our students were safe and secure, as well as our employees. Our staff, upon learning of the incident this morning, we immediately deployed our counseling services to the location that the students were arriving at, Forest Lake Elementary School. We also notified and began the process of reaching out to our parents immediately to notify them of that. But we wanted to ensure once we learned and all students were accounted for and all students were physically safe, we wanted to immediately begin our social emotional wellness protocol, which is ensuring that our students were receiving support, counseling support immediately upon arriving to school. I personally participated in that myself to provide an opportunity for our students to begin the process of healing as they are dealing with a traumatic event. We will continue to provide counseling services for those students and those families, as well as our employees, as we will also continue to cooperate with local law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department, in their efforts to investigate this incident thoroughly, and continue to be a partner in our community, ensure that our students are always safe and our employees are always safe and that our community is safe. I have never been as scared as in my life upon receiving that call. A father of 3 daughters, myself, and children who attend schools in our district. Every child is a precious child to all of us, and it was one of the most scariest phone calls. So many emotions that I had, that we all have had, and I'm just so thankful that our kids are able to have the opportunity to help them recover from this incident. Thank you all.
Questions?
Sheriff, how long did this take and last from when he hijacked the bus to when you apprehended?
Probably an hour, maybe a total of an hour. Things moved very quickly. We were able to flood this area with lots of police officers and deputies very quickly. Once the call went out, Columbia Police Department responded, the Highway Patrol responded. We had deputies that were here, so we had the area surrounded very quickly. We located a bus. We didn't know if he was still on the bus, so we had to move our special response team in to check the bus, and he was not there, but then he was quickly located on the interstate.
Where did he abandon the bus again?
It was on the Old Purcell Road.
You said he drove it about a mile.
Probably a couple miles he drove it. He was having difficulties driving the bus. But again, he left the rifle on the bus, so when we did enter the bus, we saw that the rifle was there. Again, I think it's significant that we're here in the church parking lot. I think God looked down on these kids this morning and wrapped his arms around them and took care of them.
How many children were on the bus?
Had 18 kids and the bus driver.
Was that full?
That's just what was on the bus. I don't know if it was full or not. So we'll release the suspect's name later on. Again, right now the investigation is full force. We'll determine what charges going to be brought. We'll get with the solicitor's office and determine what charges he's going to be brought with, and then we'll release that information later. So.
How were parents notified
Well, some parents were getting calls from the kids that had cell phones. They were calling. So word spread very quickly, and we were able to reunite the kids with their parents. I know the school district handled some of that also and got in touch. And I think that Mr. Davis and Mr. Manning said there's a plan in place. This is something that, unfortunately, we have to practice. We practice entering the bus with somebody that's armed. The schools practice notifying parents when something like this has happened. So everything that we've practiced went in place this morning, and it worked. From the response from the school bus driver to the parents to the kids to school district to law enforcement, everything fell in place this morning like we've been training to do. So, that's the training does pay off, and that's why we do it.
And you said that he had escaped from Fort Jackson and was, trying to, I guess, hitch a ride. Did he just see this as an opportunity? Was there any motive behind this? Do you know that yet?
We don't know. All we know is that he ran off of Fort Jackson armed with a rifle, and Fort Jackson tried to catch him, and he was able to get off a post, and then from that point on, then we got involved in it. So, but we'll have more details later. Thank you.
Thank you.